All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now part 2 of Lee B's Garage.
That was very arousing, Chris. Kari Collins. Welcome, Kari, to the show. Kari, can we get you a beverage?
I have one.
Well, someone get her beverage up here. This is going to be a long, hot interview. Kari is the advertising director.
I am.
And humor columnist at the Iowa Park Leader. Kari, how long have you worked at the paper?
28 years.
Have you ever had a real job?
No, I haven't. When I graduated from high school, I worked at City Hall for a year before I started working at
Iowa Park City Hall?
In Iowa Park.
What did you do at the Iowa Park City Hall for a year?
I took water payments and abuse for about a year. Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Now your dad was a newsman, so is that what got you into the business?
Yes.
What was his job? Where did he work?
He owned the paper.
So
that's how I got the job.
Nepotism.
Yeah.
And you've been a humor columnist in the Iowa Park paper for how long now?
I believe 11 years.
You know, we could talk about the joys of managing the advertising section for a weekly paper, but
why?
These all seem like nice people. I don't know why we want to put them through that.
I always wanted to write comedy. I just didn't until, and I don't know why I didn't, but from when I was little, Saturday Night Live. I watched Saturday Night Live from the first episode and thought it was the best thing ever.
Now, did you attempt during school to pervert legitimate writing assignments into comic writing assignments?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I went to school with her.
Oh.
Yeah, she knows.
How did that work out?
I had good teachers, actually. I got A's.
Really?
I did.
I got,
Yeah, you didn't, did you?
Well, you know,
No.
It was always a 2-part grade. It was like a grammar over content, and I always got, so it was like 2 grades.
You got good grammar.
And I always got like, especially the further along in high school I got, the bottom grade got lower. So, do you remember your first humor column?
Yes.
What was it about?
You're gonna hate it. It was about Bill Clinton. I
don't even know what's not to like about that guy.
Well, it wasn't nice about Bill Clinton, but
I think you're leading to a haphazard assumption about me. Please, what did you write about?
There's nothing haphazard about that.
What did you write about Bill Clinton that you thought was funny?
Oh golly, what was it? I can't remember that. I can remember I got my one and only hate letter.
I was going to ask
for that from an old lady in Iowa Park, who said, "I expected that from your old man, but not from you."
Oh! What?
Yeah.
So this was an unflattering essay about the sitting president.
No, he wasn't sitting anymore. He just gotten out. He's dethroned. He was out. Yeah.
This guy knows what I'm talking about. So he'd been dethroned. He served out his term of office.
He had.
So did you write about?
I think he was taking donations for furniture. Do you recall that?
No, I really was apolitical back then. I didn't pay much attention back then. I really was.
You were apolitical?
Yeah.
Our twins were babies. We didn't have.
Yeah, we were too busy making children to pay attention to the news.
Well, that's a much better deal. Yeah,
not in a fun way.
You can believe that, but I never wrote about politics again.
I was going to say, do you ever write about politics?
No, I hate politics. I truly do. I hate it.
Now, did getting that pushback the very first time factor into it?
No, not at all.
There's subjects that you don't like to write about because you know you're going to get shit from a certain faction?
Sure, religion.
Yeah?
I don't write about religion ever.
I wrote about the first time we ever took our daughter to church. She was 3 or 4, and we weren't regular church goers. But I wrote this story about her experience. And what?
This is the first time.
Oh my God! This is why I don't write about you. People are pissing me off.
Sorry.
And so I wrote about this 3-year-old girl's first exposure to church as a cognizant being. Yes, she went in a car seat one time. And she made...
I think next week y'all should have a marriage therapist like as your guest.
She made a spectacle of herself. She demanded to see Jesus. the priest was a rather large man, and when you're wearing those vestments, he's just a ball. He looked like Augustus Gloop, and she demanded to see Jesus, and she said, when am I going to see Jesus? When is that fat man going to tell us about Jesus?
Is that the snack?
Oh, and she asked if the communion waivers were the snack. So, I mean, years later, I wrote the story after the healing had been completed. So I wrote the story about her experience being a 3-year-old consuming a religious event for the first time. I caught hell in a biblical way. I had the local priest call me at my desk. And,
seriously?
And concerned for my soul. I was like, well, did I misspell any words, Father? Was there a grammar problem with it? Would you just back up?
One time I worked on a column and I did some interviews with some local pastors when I had read that churches were starting to employ debit card sliders, you know. And that got me kind of hysterical, so I started calling preachers saying, you know, you're going to check their credit before they can join, what are you going to do? And I ended up not doing that because I'm in Iowa Park.
Well, you know, where you are matters. But there are things that I became gun-shy about.
Like what?
Don't write about my mom.
Because of your mom or because of...
Because everything I wrote, I'd get an email or a phone call. That's not the way it happened. It was blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know...
You lied.
Mom, no, I didn't lie. It's just my truth. Like this week you wrote about a crawdad.
I wrote about, yeah, and that just happened on Tuesday. Somebody has this crawdad in front of our office, and it is pissed off. And it reminded me of something that happened in 1976.
Tell them about your blog.
It's KariCollins.com.
Iowa Park. Now, you lived there your whole life?
No, since I was 4.
Okay.
So close enough. But I could talk when I got there.
Everyone is splitting hairs at me today.
Let's be accurate.
I was born in Wichita General. What percentage of people who live in Iowa Park call it Iowa Park?
Percentage?
I mean, just ballpark.
I would say 37%.
I think it's higher than that.
So,
You really?
Yeah.
It may be.
has it always been that way?
Probably. I've never called it Iowa Park.
Does it seem more prevalent now than when you were a kid? That's
No.
my sensibility of this, but I don't know.
You think more people now call it Iowa
Because
Park?
I grew up in Duncan, and I'd always heard of Iowa Park. I'd never once heard anyone ever say Iowa Park.
No, I think used to it was a lot more prevalent.
Lot worse.
Now, yes. Now I don't hear it so.
This week, I threw out the topic on Facebook of what sort of phrases
Yeah.
wear people out.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
Okay.
No worries. My bad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying was the one
is the worst.
that set me off, because it sort of cuts both ways for me, because I have a whole section in the book I wrote that is titled "I'm Just Saying," but I wrote it 4 years ago, and I don't think it was
When it was
worn out.
fresh.
It was brand new.
It was brand new.
I might have
cutting
coined it.
edge.
No, you didn't.
He says we need replacement phrases. You can't just take away a phrase from people without giving them an alternative. So he suggested, instead of "I'm just saying," he suggested, "I'm just putting the thought out there for consideration." Yola hates "You Go Girl." I'm tired of that one. Been there, done that, got the shirt.
I don't hear that one so much anymore.
Thank God. But my friend Jason has heard enough, and he says, "Been there, done that, got the shirt." Oh, really? I've never seen you wear it. Yeah. Kari is, you should check out her writing. She has a great mastery of the language. I always like the way you use words.
Well, thank you.
These words are like poison, and these phrases, you're not going to use these.
I don't use those, no. And there's one that you didn't mention.
Oh, I've got 9 pages, so I'll probably get to it.
I know, right?
I know, right? You know, that
I never got to say that even when it was like fresh or new. By the time I thought,
I know, right?
wow, it was done. I know, right?
See?
Yeah.
Get it out. Get it out. I know, right?
We
I
can work
actually
through
kind of
this.
liked that for a while, because it kind of had a sing-song, you
It
know.
did.
But then, now this is the one I call word Nazi words. These are phrases that the word Nazis don't like. People who say something is ironic when it's really just a coincidence. My friend Susie says, people who use actually and basically when usually it's neither basic nor actual.
I'm probably guilty of that. Yeah.
My friend Paige down in Austin said, I'm tired of hearing people say they're agitated when they mean irritated. No one is shaking them vigorously. I could care less, but it's always bugged me because it means you say it when you actually
really could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't care less. Oh, here's an expression that I think it's used a lot, and I'm tired of it. Dumb as a box of George W. Bushes. I hate it when you go somewhere and a customer service provider does what they're supposed to do and you say thank you and they say no problem.
You're welcome would be just fine, yeah.
It makes me feel like I've asked them to do some favor, like loan me money or, let me borrow their car. Something that's actually inconveniencing them and whatnot. Someone hates the word whatnot.
Oh, I love that word.
I use it all the time.
That's a great word. I have a group of women that I travel with.
Oh yes, tell me about these women.
We're called the Bob Club. And we meet every month somewhere around here and drink and eat and giggle. And once a year, we go on a trip together. And we pay bitch tax every month. And that pays for the trip at the end of the year.
So you're like the Rotary. I mean, yeah.
We're kind of like a naughty Rotary club. We are.
Has your husband forgiven me for my photo blog about his phone book advertisement?
He doesn't know about that, but now I'm going to have to tell him. So go ahead and tell him what you did because that was the best thing ever.
I went out to my driveway because, I actually saw a pickup truck pass my house and these people were delivering these phone books, these free phone books that they distribute in these big Ziploc bags. And I went out to go get it and I thought, I'm going to throw this away, like right away.
That's not what you thought.
Well, no, it is.
Who's cleaning up what?
Because I thought to bring my phone with me to take pictures. So I thought I'd go ahead and record the process and post these pictures on Facebook. So I took a picture of the phone books on the driveway, then a picture of them in my hand, and then a picture of my trash cart, then a picture of me walking to the trash cart, and then a picture of the phone books being dumped into the recycling. And then a picture of the empty bag in my hand walking back toward my house. And then a picture of the bag being folded up and tucked inside my pantry in my kitchen because I wanted to save it. So, it was like a little flip book with eight photos.
It was stunning. It was great work.
And I posted this little photo album on Facebook. I thought it was pretty funny. And then it took like 4 seconds for her to pop up on my screen.
But what did you say? You have to tell what you said in there because
I can't remember what I say.
You said it was an attorney.
Oh, because I thought it was one of the Bill Altman law firm phone books. They sponsored that phone book for years and years, and I didn't even look at it. I saw a guy in a suit. I just thought it was a lawyer, and I took the picture and I posted it, and then she pops up in my Facebook chat and says, "It's my husband."
That's no lawyer. That's my husband. In the trash can where you put him.
And it was his first year to sponsor the phone book, and I'm sure he was really excited. It was this big day for his ad to hit every driveway in Wichita Falls, and his smart-ass son of a bitch just documented me throwing it away. It did sort of diminish the moment for me, but not completely.
We had a good time with it for a while.
But you didn't tell him.
I don't believe I did, no.
As she picked,
I'm about to.
No, I don't believe I did.
I'm thinking, no, I just said, no, he doesn't need to know about this. I may want to go on Lee's show someday, and I don't want him to say, no, you can't do that.
So what other secrets do you keep from your husband, Kari?
That's the only one, ever. In the history, it is. The phone book secret.
I guess we can go ahead and wrap up this interview with the delightful Kari Collins. Right, give her a round of applause. Thank you so much.